มิธเจ้าของฟาร์มมาถ้าเห็นก็เลยจะไม่กี่ครั้งจริงมากพี่นี่น่าสงสารเข้ามาเปิดหลังเปิดหน้าเปิดดาบล่วงพระเยซูคริสต์
Up and left.
What?
Look, I know how he looks, but Ginger is a fine fellow. I don't believe he had anything to do with the attack.
Do you know anything about this hoof pick?
Yeah, it's Ginger's. He had it made in Mata.
Where could he have fled to?
I might know, but you gotta promise me one thing. When you find him, listen to what he has to say before judging.
สัญญาแล้วกัน
Sometimes the charcoal burners come to see him. He gets on well with them. I think that's where he's going.
Where is that?
มึงกบถ้าวันนี้ไม่มีนะกูไปแล้วดูหนัง
They've always kept to themselves, you know.
บายเพื่อน
Charcoal burners.
But the forest is full of folk like that. It could be anywhere.
Aye, except these ones won't be far. If you follow the stream from the stud farm towards Rate, you'll come across one of their camps. Only
เพียงแต่
Ginger didn't go
เชื่อ
that
ไม่ได้
way
ไป
though.
ทางนั้นเขามันจะ
He always went by the big road, through the woods in the direction of Ushins.
But how can I find them?
There's always smoke when they work. You'll smell them before you see them. And they need to be near water. There's that too.
So if I go through the woods along running water, I'll find them.
Exactly.
คำเตือนวิดีโอนี้เต็มไปด้วยคำหยาบคายและเนื้อหารุนแรงเด็กที่ยังไม่ถึง18ปีควรได้รับคำแนะนำจากผู้ใหญ่ด้วยนะครับก่อนจะไปก็ขอบคุณท่านผู้มีเกียรติและผู้ชมทุกท่านถ้าชอบถ้าใช่อย่าลืมกดไลค์กดแชร์แต่ถ้ายังแคร์ฝากกด Subscribe ด้วยนะครับเมะมามุงอะไรกันเฮ้เยลโล่บัตสวัสดีครับจีสุคริสเตียนวีเพสมันแปลว่าอะไรวะ
Move along, citizens. Move along. There's nothing to see here.
That's what you call nothing to see. I'd like to know what something to see looks like.
By the keys of St. Peter, this is all I need. We'll have to send word to Sir Hanush.
That might not be necessary.
Who are you?
I'm Henry of Skalitz, in the service of Hanush's Captain Bernard. I'm investigating the attack at Neuhof, and I think this could be related.
Well, I'm the bailiff of Auschwitz. And I say we don't want any of that kind of trouble around here. What makes you think this has anything to do with Neuhof?
One of the folk at the stud farm recognized someone from Auschwitz among the bandits.
We have no bandits or murderers around
เราไม่ได้
here.
พวกโจรฆาตกรแถวนี้
They say he had a limp.
Shit. Well, allow me to introduce you to Limpy Lubosh. Or all that's left of him.
น่าจะเป็นศพไปแล้วสินะโอ้ช่องกูจะบินไหมเนี่ย
Sakra.
Nothing's ever easy. A I'll have to take a look around and ask a few more questions, if that's all right with you.
You can take this mess off my hands and welcome to it. As for what else there is to find out, I don't know. But look and ask all you like.
โอ้ปนเพื่อน
ว่า
When did you find the
ทำไม
body?
มันดุ
And
จั
did
งวะ
anyone see anything?
Just
อะไร
now.
วะ
ศ
And
พ
nobody saw or heard anything.
ศพมันดุจังวะ
I don't know
Better,
how
huh?
they could gut him like that without
Better,
someone
better,
hearing him scream.
แม่งควักไส้กันด้วยไง
Who was Limpy Lubosh?
ปักไส้เลยวะ
A poor crofter and a
อ๋อ
scoundrel.
ศพที่พื้นนะ
Can't say I'm too surprised what
ศพ
happened
ที่
to him.
เนื้อเรื่องอะ
He kept company with all sorts of vermin. He was always getting into
คิด
some
ซะว่า
kind
เป็น
of trouble.
ไส้อั่ว
Punch-ups in the tavern and what have you.
How come he limped?
He got that from some villainy or brawl a long time ago.
อืม
Did he have any kith or kin in the village?
None. A loner he was. I don't know the last time I saw him with anyone.
Has he been up to anything suspicious lately?
I don't know. The last few days he didn't go anywhere. He was home the whole time. But he always kept everyone in the village at arm's length.
Do you happen to know where he was on the night of the Neuhof raid?
I've no idea. He kept his distance from other folk, so you never knew if he was away or holed up at home.
ไม่น่าจะมีอะไรละต้องมานั่งวิเคราะห์กันคือหาข้อมูลเพิ่มสักหน่อย
God be with you.
I've come in the name of Sir Hanush of Lipa. I'm investigating the massacre in Neuhof, and now a murder here as well. Can I ask you a few questions?
Of course, ask away.
That man Lubosh who was murdered, what was he like?
He was a drunk who was always looking for a fight. Nobody liked him much, but I wouldn't wish an end like that on any man.
อืม
Do you know what Lubosh was doing the day Neuhof was raided?
Not a clue.
อืม
Do you know anyone Lubosh used to spend time with, relatives or friends?
He was a loner. He didn't even have any mates in the tavern.
เอ๊ะ
Have you noticed anything suspicious recently?
Well, now I think of it, I haven't seen him around for a while. No idea where he was skulking.
หายไปสักพักหนึ่งก็ไม่รู้ว่าอยู่ไหน
That's all. Thank you.
โอเคขอบคุณมาก
I've
ไอ้
come
เหี้ย
in the
กด
name
ก
of...
ดผิดกดผิด
Of course, ask away.
กดผิดนะ
That's all. Thank you.
อ๋อนี่มาสืบคดีที่เมืองใช่ป่ะ
ใช่ใช่ใช่
แล้วก็เจอศพถูก
ใช่เพื่อน
I've come in the name of Sir Hanush of Lipa. I'm investigating the massacre in Neuhof, and now a murder here as well. Can I ask you a few questions?
Of course. Ask away.
แม่งแบบ
Do you know anyone Lubosh used to spend time with, relatives or
คำตอบเดียวกัน
friends?
ปะถ้าคำตอบ
He
เดียว
was
กัน
a loner. He didn't even have any mates in the tavern.
คำตอบเดียวกันงั้นไม่ถามละ
กำลังจบเลย
มีคำถามหน่อยหลวง
Blessings
พ่อ
of our good Lord be with you, Father. I'm here in the name of Sir Hanush of Lipa, investigating the massacre at Neuhof, which seems to be connected to a murder here. Can I ask you a few questions?
It seems Sir Hanush is employing children as investigators. But ask as you wish, boy. I hope this nasty business will be cleared up quickly.
Did you know Lubosh? What was he like?
Bit of a lost soul. Simple, rough fellow,
จิต
but at
วิญ
heart
ญาณ
I
ของ
don't think
ทาง
he
วิ
was
ทย์หน่อย
such a
เป็น
bad
คน
person.
ง่ายๆหยาบๆแต่หัวใจไม่ทัน
Do you know what Lubosh was doing on the day Neuhof was raided?
Unfortunately,
ใช่ต้องขอ
I
โทษ
do
ด้วย
know. And I'd like to help you with your investigation, but I can't.
What?
ทำไมอ่ะทำไมอ่ะทำไมช่วยไม่ได้
I'm bound by certain vows that forbid me to tell you.
Vows more important than catching dangerous murderers?
There are laws of God above the laws of man, son. And one of those is the sanctity of the confessional.
หลวงพ่อมึง
Did you
รู้อะไรมึง
notice
บอกมา
anything suspicious recently?
My child, all sorts of suspicious things have been going on recently. People like Lubos don't know what to do about it, and sometimes they do stupid things.
That's really not a
ทำไม
lot
หลว
of
งพ่อ
help
ไม่
to
บอก
Father.
ความลับเหรอ
I'm sorry.
ใช่
Father, surely you can't be serious. There must be situations
แต่
in which
หา
you
ก
can
ครั้ง
make
นี้
an
ท่านสามารถ
exception.
จะเว้นได้
There
ใช่
are things that apply always, no matter what the circumstances, and this is one of them.
นี่
But
วาจา
Lubos
กู
is
เพิ่ม
dead. You can't hurt him, but if you don't tell me, more innocent people may die.
If I told you,
ล้มเหลว
I would be betraying a vow that's a cornerstone of the Holy Church. If people believed the sanctity of the confessional couldn't be trusted, the consequences would be even worse than that.
Worse than the death of innocent Christians.
เดือดร้อนอยู่คน
Worse than
ตา
the
ย
murderer escaping punishment.
No one escapes punishment.
Father, Lubos was my only lead to the Neuhof raiders. Only he could tell me who was responsible for that massacre. If I don't find out who it was, it will probably happen again. Surely you wouldn't want that.
I wouldn't. But I can't betray the sanctity of the confessional.
กูตีเข่าใส่หลวงพ่อ
I'll
ได้
tell
ไหม
you what. Give me some time and I'll
กู
try
ไม่
to
ไหว
think
แล้
of
วเนี่ย
some way of helping you. Suppose we talk it over in the evening, in the tavern, over a cup of good wine. Maybe we'll come up with something.
All right. Thank you, Father.
พรุ่งนี้ตอนบ่ายอ่ะ
Here now.
อ๋อหลวงพ่อนัดกูพรุ่งนี้ตอนบ่ายเจอหลวงพ่อพกของตัวเองมาด้วยเหรอหลวงพ่อไม่คิดจะซื้อของเขาเนี่ยเหรอ
I'm sorry I can't tell you everything. But maybe we can work something out. But first I'd like to hear something about you, my son. With whom do I have the honor? Where are you from?
เจ้ามาจากไหน
I'm from
บอกความ
Scalise.
จริงไป
Oh. I'm sorry. What about your kin?
And good health.
พวกเขาตายหมด
They're
แล้ว
dead.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Here,
Here.
we'll drink to them. It must have been terrible.
มันก็แย่แค่ไม่อยากพูดถึงมันเลย
But I really don't like to talk about it.
I understand. I'm sorry. And how did you come to get this assignment? I'd have expected Sir Hanish to send that old grouch Bernard.
He did.
Good
but I
thing I
found
had a
a
cow.
witness and the trail led here to Ujit, so he sent me here to follow it up.
Ah, well, congratulations. It's nice to see someone using their head to find things out instead of torture. We'll have to drink to that. Now the most important thing. What actually happened at Noyo? The good folks hereabout are saying all kinds of terrible things, but I take most of it with a pinch of salt.
It doesn't matter what happened there. The important thing is, a witness who could have led me further is nailed to a wall, and the only person who knows what he knew refuses to tell me.
You could put it that way, but I don't think you're being entirely fair, my son.
I've told you all about me. Now it's your turn, Father. You don't look much like our parish priest at home. Well, we've had an agreeable chat, but now let's get down to business. So, about this confessional seal. Do you really want more innocent people to die?
Henry, that's not how it works. There are matters in which you can't make exceptions because if you do it once, you'll forever be tempted to do it again. If people stop believing in the church because their confessional secrets are betrayed, they won't trust anyone, and that's worse than even the most hideous crime.
I understand, but that means I've reached a dead end. Those cutthroats will strike again, and I can't stop them.
Chin up, lad.
ฟัง
I
ก่อน
might
พ่อ
have a
หนุ่มก็
solution.
มีวิธีแก้ปัญหา อะไรล่ะ
If I tell you what Lubos told me, I'd be betraying the confessional secret. But, first thing tomorrow, I'll try something I think might help you.
Word of honor?
On my soul.
I always wondered about the things a priest tells his congregation. Where on earth do you get the ideas for your sermons?
Well, Ujits isn't Prague. It's not enough to instruct people. They have to be entertained, too. If I only read from the Bible, I'd soon be preaching to an empty church.
Our priest wasn't exactly a bard. So what do you preach to your flock about?
It has to be something topical, condemning vices, and of course describing them in detail. The tongue lashing about the two popes goes down well these days, and stories from real life with a nice moral to them are popular as well. especially if they're about fornication and similar scandalous vices.
Can you give me an example?
Well, recently a priest by the name of Jan Hus started preaching in Prague, in the Czech language, and the people liked it. I hear he always has a full house. A journeyman who heard him told me what Hus is preaching, and I like the sound of it. I'm thinking about putting it in my own repertoire.
What's so amazing about it?
The preaching of Master Jan Hus about Mother Church, the lamentable wealth in which the church is drowning has turned to poison, and nearly the whole of Christendom is contaminated. Just like a flock of hungry ravens, they settled on this land to devour every grain of gold and silver. They know no mercy. Their hearts are corrupted by longing for wealth, and they shamelessly profit from everything. You want to baptize a child? Pay. You want to steal and murder? Pay and you will have absolution. What if the devil himself were to pay? Would he ascend to heaven too? With such money gained from the poor, they buy beautiful horses to ride and needless servants to pamper them. They gamble at dice and dress their whores in expensive fur, while Jesus Christ walked barefoot and had no place to lay his head. Look to your consciences, you robbers of the poor,
ขึ้นอะไรเนี่ยใจ
for
เย็น
you are seen by God and his people too. Amen.
Well, this Jan Hus character is quite a rebel.
Oh, the congregation will love it.
I don't doubt it.
Let's drink to that.
Funny. That last bit reminds me of someone.
What do you mean? My situation's completely different. Huth preaches against the prelates and the clerics who are robbing the poor. Look at me. I don't have a pot to piss in. I'm no better off than the folk I preach to. I'm one with them in poverty and suffering and everything that troubles them. I drink with them and curse those stuffed habits in Sasau Monastery.
A tankard of ale for me. Pour me one.
Where can I find out more about his teachings?
You like it? I copied down some of his sermons. If you're interested, you can read them at my presbytery.
What do the common folk think of it?
They like it. They're happy to hear someone say what they think themselves, but are afraid to say aloud. Things that make them angry. And they're calling for change. In a few years, it'll have grown beyond control. You mark my words, the people will rise up and the church will be shaken to its very foundations.
Yeah, unless they burn him at the stake first.
Nonsense. They can't burn a master of the most respected university in Europe.
What do you think of this Jan Hus?
He's certainly a wise man. A little overzealous for my taste. If he got out of Prague and came here for a look, I'm sure he'd stop condemning drinking and lying with women.
Thanks for the sermon, but I think I've been morally uplifted enough. Oh, it's getting quite late. What are your plans, Father?
What do you suppose? We have a drink, of course.
Well, enjoy it, Father. I have to go now. I'm not much in the mood for a drink.
I thought you'd be more game.
So you won't help me out with that secret?
No, I won't.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
โอเคอย่าเพิ่งนอน
Good health to you, sir.
I need to have a look in the Black Chronicle, Friedrich.
And I need blessed relief from my suffering. May the Lord have mercy.
Well, I don't know what I can do for you except bring you a priest.
I'm not dying yet. I just can't get up.
I'm sorry to hear that. But I'm on the trail of those killers from Neuhof, and I need to know the names of the men who were sentenced alongside Limpy Lubosch from Ujitz.
I can't remember. Once I write the record down, it goes straight out of my head.
It's essential that I find out those names. Is there anything I can do to help you get back to work?
I can't go to work when I can't stand on my feet. Konyash the apothecary has an embrocation that helps, but it costs dearly. If you brought me some, it might do the trick.
All right, I'll try and get some for you.
God be with you.
Heavens, lad.
I'm feeling as good as new.
I'm
Annie ba?
glad to hear it.
Scribe Friedrich needs the embrocation for his joints.
What, again? He was here not long ago for some. He ought to make it last longer. I told him not to grease himself up so much. It could cause... Ah, the older he gets, the more foolish he is. Well, did he tell you such salvation is costly? Have a look in the shop for yourself.
ยากำยาน ดอกไม้ต่างๆเอ้ย ดอกไม้ขายที่นี่ได้เหรอแล้วกันขายทวมทุนแล้วหน่อยแล้วกัน โอเค ดูยากัน ยากล่อมเด็ก ยาชโลมร่างกายเหรอ แพงจัดเลยไอ้นี่แม่งเปลืองตังค์สุดๆกับการที่ต้องมาดูแลมันเอายาแกมาแล้วไอ้แก
Good health to you, sir.
I bought you the embrocation, and you were right, it certainly wasn't cheap.
I know, lad. I've been using it for years.
Will you let me have a look at the Black Chronicle?
Well, you helped me, so now I'll help you. Come along and I'll show you our Black Chronicle.
That really is a miraculous ointment. You haven't even rubbed it on and it's already working.
You know how it is. Faith itself is the greatest healer. Just thinking about the relief it will bring makes me feel better. So don't look a gift horse in the
ถึง
mouth.
มันจะจับผิด
Come along.
โอเค
Farewell.
โอเค โอเค นะนำไปเลยแกแม่งเหี้ย
Could you find something for me in that book? The thing is, I
คือกู
don't...
อ่านไม่ออก
Don't know how to read, do you? So what do you need to know?
I'm trying to track down those Neuhoff cutthroats, and I need to find out the names of any cronies of Limpy Lubosh from Ujitz.
Give me a while. Good luck to you.
โทษที หยิบมาอ่านได้ไหมอ่ะโอ้ไอ้เหี้ยอ่านไม่ออกโอเคได้ยัง
So did you find any mention of Limpy in the book?
I did. Apart from Lubosh, there's mention of some Anton from Vlashim and Hinek, known as Riki, from Ledechko.
Ledechko? That's a stone's throw from here.
Aye, certainly closer than Vlashim.
Thanks for your help.
ขอบคุณสำหรับความ
Thank
ช่วย
you
เหลื
for
อ
that ointment.
โห48 บาท
May the Lord watch over you.
48 บาท ช่วยกูได้ จบ ไป ไป let's go ฝนตกเฉย โ รู้สึกแย่ชะมัดเลยมาในวันฝนตกซะด้วยหนามซ้อมเว้ยโอเคอย่างแรกคือเราต้องมาตามหาลิกกี้โอเคประชาชนคนแรกที่เจอเลย
Jesus Christ be praised.
เจ้าคือนักขนูกันเหรอ
Targets. Are you an archer by any chance?
I notice you're asking questions. Are you the Inquisition by any chance?
No, I'm Henry.
แค่เฮลี่กาเลน
In Scallop. And that's it, from here. Why are you so curious about the target?
เข้ามาทุกคนดีกว่า
Sorry I bothered you.
Young fellows today. Can't make up their minds.
I'm looking for a fellow called Riki. Do you know him?
You mean Hinnick? He's the tanner's son, isn't he?
Any idea where I could find him?
I don't know. Try at his folks' house, but he doesn't spend much time there.
ทำไมถึงเรียกว่าลิกกี้
Why do
เลย
they call Hinnick Riki anyway?
He's a tanner, isn't he? If you're ever downwind of him, you'll understand. Tanning isn't a trade for the weak of stomach.
True enough. But not every courier gets cursed with a name like that.
Well, Hinnick's nature's no sweeter than his smell.
โอเคเป็นที่
So you know
แค่นี้
this
ตัว
Hinnick. Can you tell me something about him?
Not much, I confess. Most of the village folk avoid him like the plague.
Why's that?
No one with a nose likes spending too much time around town. And that Riki keeps bad company. I've never heard a good word said about him.
โอเค
Don't tell me there's not a single person who talks to him.
He's been seen around with one of the bathhouse wenches. Adela, I believe she's called.
โอเคขอบคุณมากสาวที่งานประลองไม่ใช่สาวที่งานประลองสาวที่ลงอาบน้ำโอเคแถวๆนี้แล้วมั้ง
What's that?
What's going on out there? Hey!
เย้ที่นี่เหรอลงอาบน้ำขอคุยหน่อยสิ
Don't tell me there's not a single person who talks to him.
He's been seen around with one of the bathhouse wenches. Adela, I believe she's called.
อาเดรา
God be with you.
เงียบมาดามไม่เกี่ยวแล้วมาดามมีอะไรให้ผมช่วย
Hey! God be with you. What can I do for you?
I heard you've been seeing Hinnick, the tanner's son.
So what? Come to preach at me, have you? That I'm a loose woman, a sinner, that I seduce decent men?
ไม่ใช่อย่างนั้น
God no, nothing like
ไม่
that.
ใช่อย่างนั้นกูแค่มาคุยกับมึง
You're the only one in the village who sees Hinnick, so I came to ask you about him.
แค่อย่างงี้
Aye, I've seen him often enough. I don't know what I could tell you about him.
โอเคครั้งสุดท้าย
When
มา
did
เมื่อ
you
ไหร่
last see him?
A few days ago. He came to me late in the evening, drunk.
And that was unusual?
ไม่ป
I
กติเหรอ
never saw him drink much. He always came to me sober.
So he was acting strangely that evening.
He was strange. I had the feeling he was afraid of something. He kept prattling on and didn't seem to care about you know what. So I threw him out and I haven't seen him since.
วันนั้นเขาพูดอะไรดีอ่ะ
Can you remember anything he said that evening?
Oh, I'm not sure. He went on about some fellow called Lubosh who died. That he was regretting he ever got into it, but he never said what it was. and that it wasn't worth it for the money. Aye, and then he was talking about the money. That was very odd.
What did he say
น่า
about
สนใจ
Just that he had a pile of it hidden behind his house.
I see. What did you say to that?
What could I say? He was drunk. He kept saying I was a fine girl and other harlots wouldn't go with him even for money. And if I wanted, I could even take half the money and leave. Or he'd go with me and we could get married and such. Oh, just poppycock.
Did you go there for a look?
No, I've got better things to do. Obviously he made it up. Where would a layabout like him get so much coin?
Yes, I understand. Did he tell you exactly where he hid
แล้ว
it?
มันอยู่ตรงไหนนะ
He said he buried it at his father's small holding in the western corner.
All right, thank you. Where can I find Hinek?
I haven't seen him in the village for a few days.
Does he do that often?
From time to time.
What the hell does he get up to there?
เขามาทำอะไรบ้าง
I don't know.
Look, Hinek's my friend, and I really need to know where he is and what he's doing.
But I already told you I don't know where he's got to.
So I suppose he just goes to the woods to pick mushrooms, does he?
Mushrooms? No. More like hares or other game.
So Hinek is a poacher? That's no surprise.
มาบักอะไร
He
เนี่ย
was never much of one for an honest trade.
Do you know exactly where he goes? Maybe he has some favourite spot he might have told you about?
He said he has some hideout in the woods, but he didn't tell me where.
Is it true?
What?
Other whores wouldn't go with him even for money.
The other bathhouse girls are honest, so I don't know. The truth is, I felt a bit sorry for him. Folk don't like him, but it's only 'cause his old man is a grouch and a tanner.
I heard they don't like him because he keeps company with villains.
True enough, but they didn't like him before that either. Or me. They're close-minded yokels. Both of us are the black sheep of the village.
There's nothing more between you?
No, nothing. Maybe Hinek thinks differently, but that's how it goes. Take care.
โอเค ต้องกดผิดตลอดเวลาเลยปึ๊บอะไรเจ๊ดูแมปกันโอเคอยู่ตรงนี้ ฉันไม่เข้าใจว่าพวกนายมาตากผ้าทำไมตอนที่ฝนตก ฉันละงงจริงๆ โอเคแถวๆนี้
Good day to you.
โอเค คุยกันเรื่องตะกี้หน่อย
Any idea where he might be?
I don't know nothing.
Don't you at least know where he usually goes? It's important.
Hinek shows up at home once in a blue moon, so I don't know nothing about where he gets to. Even if I did, why would I tell every Tom, Dick and Harry?
Watch your tongue, peasant. I'm an envoy of Sir Radza Kabila, and this is an official investigation. Stop trying to put me off, and tell me where your son is right now.
I apologize if I offended you, young man. But still, I don't know where Hinek is. He turned up at the house a while back, but then he vanished again in a hurry.
And you don't know where he went? What?
Look, it's been clear to me for a long time that my boy was headed for the gallows. But I'm still his father, right? And you can't expect me to rat on my own son.
If you value your son's life at all, you better pray I find him, because I'm not the only one looking for him.
That's no surprise. But what of it? We're here on behalf of Sir Radzig. There's nothing waiting for Hinnick but the gibbet.
It doesn't have to be that way. If Hinnick cooperates, he can save his neck.
I can't say you put my mind at ease. But to hell with it. I'll tell you what I know. All right. He was here a few days ago, but he left right away. He looked like he was in a hurry.
And you don't know where he went?
I've got an idea, but I don't know where it is exactly.
I don't follow.
Hinnick makes some money on the side from poaching. He boasted to me a few times about what a great hideout he found in the woods, but he never told me where it is.
Well, it's not much to go on, but it's better than nothing. Thank you. Don't you have any clue at all where his hideout could be?
I really don't know nothing about that. I could tell when he'd come from there is all.
How's that?
Because every time he brought some hides for tanning and money.
What more do you know?
Nothing. I swear to God Almighty, I've said all I know. Hinnick never told me nothing.
I know he didn't talk to you about it, but you must have noticed something, right? How much time did he spend away? What was he wearing? How did he look when he came back? Anything?
Well, he came and went at all sorts of hours. I really don't know. Except maybe one thing. He'd come home scratched with brambles and with leaves and muck on him.
So he probably went through thick woods to get to that place.
I reckon. What do I know?
He had money because he sold the stuff right away.
I suppose. He never kept any of his loot here.
Do you know who he sold it to?
No. But the innkeeper came here now and again and gave him coin. Of course, it could have been for me.
All right. I'll ask at the inn then.
Go. And if he's really in as much shit as you say, please try and find him.
ไม่ใช่จะกดคุยต่อ
And if he's really in as much shit as you say, please try and find him.
เดี๋ยวนะเราต้องไปไหนต่อวะไหนก็ไหนมันต้องอยู่ในนี้แหละเงินมันเก็บซ่อนเงินไว้ด้วยใช่ไหมไม่ใช่ตรงนี้มันกูนี่แหละแต่ใครล่ะฟังกูนะ
I'd like to talk to you about your Hinnick.
I'm very busy, so make it.
Do you at least know any friends he's with, or someone he goes to see?
As far as I know, nobody here in the village talks to him.
I heard he's seeing some bathhouse wench.
Maybe. He can't get it for free, so I suppose he has to go to the baths. Go.
Jesus Christ be praised.
I want to ask about the courier's son, Hinnick.
But ask someone else. They've nothing to do with Riki. He'd only drive my customers away.
Really? I heard a different story. I heard the two of you do business together.
Who are you, anyway?
A friend of Hinnick's. He's gone missing and I need to find him.
I don't know where he is. But if you find the bastard, tell him he still owes me some goods.
Okay.
No time for this. I have to find Hinnick, and you're going to help me.
Am I now? Even if I did know, why the hell would I help you?
This is a nice alehouse you have here. It would be a shame if anything happened to it.
Are you threatening me?
What do you think? So are you going to talk, or do I have to beat it out of you?
Fine.
น่ากลัวไหมล่ะ
Where there's a will,
ไงล่ะมึง
I did some deals with Riki, but I swear to God, I don't know where he is.
I hear Hinek has a hideout in the woods he uses for hunting game. Do you know where it is?
Not exactly. That is... I don't know where it is at all.
But...
แต่
But I happen to know it's a dark place. A cave or an old mine shaft.
How do you know that?
Whenever Riki was going poaching, he always came to me first for candles and lamp oil. He brought the game skinned and gutted, so he had to have a light for that.
อืม
How much game did he bring you?
Not much, a few pieces. There's no great demand here. Sometimes the gentry has something, otherwise it ends up in sausages.
อ่า
And do you know of any mine shafts nearby?
There's a few of them around. There's one on the opposite bank, a short way off the path leading from the forge to the west. Then there's a mine gallery to the east of the village, up in the woods above the cliffs. And I heard there's one shaft on the headland close to the water.
Thank you.
โอเค
You're welcome. Watch you don't break your neck, though. It's rough ground, and you could easily fall down a shaft. ที่นี่เหรอ อ๋อกูเจอละ Yeah.
โอเค ไม่ใช่ที่นี่ น่าจะเป็นที่นี่แหละ โอเค แล้วตกลงมาก่อนด้วยนะปัญหาโคตรแย่เลย
Jesus Christ. What am I to do?
พระเจ้าช่วยมันทำอะไรดี
Not
นะ
that I can expect any useful advice from you. At least, you have no more cares.
Need someone to talk to?
Fuck! Don't kill me. I can explain.
ไม่ต้องสู้
I won't tell anyone. I swear, I've no one to tell anyway. Just please don't kill me.
I'm not planning to kill you.
You're not one of Runt's men.
No.
Then who are you?
เราจะเป็นใครอะครูคำใช่นี่
I come here in the name of Sir Radzik Kabila and Sir Hanish of Lipa. I'm investigating the raid on the Neuhof stud farm.
Got no idea what you're on about.
Save your breath. If you want any chance to escape the gallows, you better come clean, all right?
Jesus Christ. This will never be over.
So?
Fine then.
ฟังกันบ้าง
That
นั่นแหละ
Neuhof raid of yours didn't turn out quite as planned, did it?
Depends on whose plan you're talking about. We were up to it to grab some loot and bugger off. Only Runt's cutthroats was there to shed blood.
What do you mean, Runt's cutthroats?
There were two gangs then.
มี
Mine
สอง
and Runt's.
แก๊ง
We was only there to steal, but they wanted to slaughter everyone.
But when you realised what they had in mind, you didn't have to go along with it, did you?
But we didn't know nothing, even though we were going to Neuhof. They told us to keep watch on the courtyard while they were cutting the horses' throats. Jesus, that fucking vexed me. Their horses was the most valuable thing there. When I spoke up, though, Runt gave me such a bollocking I knew I'd better keep my mouth shut. And when they said we was going to kill anything that moved, then we knew there was no going back.
บอกมาเกี่ยวกับแก๊งของเจ้า
What can you
ใช่
tell me about them?
Don't know what you want to know. There was 4 of us. Me, Timmy, Limpy Lubosh, and Pius Pava. Sometimes we'd rob a place or hold up pilgrims. Never nothing fancy.
I'm sure you did mischief enough. Who led you?
Pius. He was the oldest, and he'd mostly find the jobs for us. Plan them and the like. He got us into that fucking mess in Neuhof, too.
What about the others?
Timmy's strong as an ox, with a
กิ
brain
น
to
มี
match.
แรงอย่างกับวัว
You got more sense out of a fence post. And Limpy. I've been with him the longest. He's my one and only friend, I suppose.
Who got your 2 gangs together? You must have made contact somehow, right?
Pius. He comes to us and says he's got this prime job. We're gonna rob a farm, he says. That was a big deal, because mostly we just did small stuff. Hold up on the road now and then, nothing fancy. When they told us how much we could make on it, well, we just couldn't refuse.
So Pius knew them?
I suppose, but I don't know where from. We even got paid up front.
เรารับเงินล่วงหน้า
Should have
ด้
known
วย
from the start it was too good to be true.
Where did the rest of your gang end up?
You saw Limpy, right?
Yes, but he's no use to me now. Tell me where I can find Pius or Timmy.
I don't know nothing about Pius. He vanished in the woods, and I haven't seen him since. Timmy, I reckon, went back to the mill where he works.
Which mill?
ลงสีไหน
The windmill a bit north of Neuhof.
โอเค
Did you know any of Runt's people?
Not a one. They didn't talk to us at all. None of their faces was familiar either. The only thing I know is they called that huge chief of theirs Runt, and Pius warned us to watch out for him.
I don't suppose you know where they got to after the raid?
On the way to Neuhof, Timmy told me he was at their camp with Pius. I reckon that's where they've gone now.
Did Timmy tell you where the camp is?
ใช่ใครนั่นเอง
Somewhere in the woods. He didn't say nothing more. Thing is, Timmy's got quite an imagination. But Pius roared at him to shut it, so I reckon there must be something in it.
โอเค
Tell me exactly how the raid went down.
Well, we stormed in from the rear. Runt's people started slaughtering the horses. Jesus, that was bleeding horrible. Meanwhile, me and Limpy had a sniff round the stables to see if we could find anything worth pilfering. And in the end, we got lucky.
What did you find?
Smill, Sir Hanish's groom. I don't know why he was up and what he was doing in the stables, but we took advantage of the situation. Limpy grabs him by the throat and I slapped him round to encourage him to tell us where the money was. Then it all fell apart at the seams. Quicker than you'd believe. Runt comes running up and skewers the groom like a pig for roasting. My jaw dropped. I thought the stuff about killing was just tough talk.
And it wasn't?
No, not in the least.
What happened then?
I'm gaping at Smill, stuck through and through, and I noticed this boy standing at the other end of the stables. The stupid sods pointing at us, jaw hanging down to his knees, saying, "I know you." Runt turns to us and hisses, "Take him down." So me and Lubosh start running, because the lad took to his heels. At the same time, we could hear the noise of the skirmish in the courtyard. We caught up with the boy at the next farmhouse. I knock him to the ground, but he bashes me with some piece of iron so hard my head's ringing like a fucking church bell. Limpy grabs it off him and stands over him with his bodkin in his hand, and I start praying. In the end, Limpy just gives him a kick and says, "Beat it, Ginger." And then Runt shows up at the gate and hollers that we gotta go, so we scarp it.
What happened after the raid?
We were waiting for that fool, Timmy. Same place as we met them before, so we'd know where we were, right? Stupid fucking idea. But Pius didn't want to leave him behind. Only when Timmy finally turned up, 2 of Runt's men were dragging him.
There was some difference of opinion?
You could say that, yeah. They started on us right away that we were traitors. They knew we'd let somebody get away, and now we were going to pay for it. They started trying to surround us, and we knew what was coming. But Limpy took his bodkin and let that fucker have it in the belly.
Runt?
One of the others. Timmy broke free from them, and we all took to our heels. Luckily, they were so buggered from the raid, they didn't follow us for long. They just shouted that they'd find us.
Okay.
That's all I need to know. So now what do I do with you?
Well...
Hey, over here!
Oh
shit. Runt's people. We've got to get out of here.
They're too close. We'll never outrun them.
ใช่
Fuck.
least they don't know I'm here. The two of us can take them by surprise.
No fucking way. I'm gone.
Look here. If you run, they'll catch up with you and kill you. And me too. Together, we stand a better chance.
ทำด้วยกันมันจะมีโอกาสมากกว่านะเว้ยตอนเนี้ย
Jesus Christ.
โอ้พระเจ้า
All right.
โอเค
I suppose you're right.
มา
Hey, who's that? You're in the wrong place at the wrong time.
You'll get what's for.
มาสิวะเดี๋ยวโล่มาไกลก่อนโอ้ยมาว้าวให้กูพักเนยก่อนว้าว
You're dead. You're dead. Call that come.
ชั่วจังหวะนี้แหละโอ้โว้เดี๋ยวเรามียาอยู่ไหมของกินต้องไปอยู่ที่อาหารกินไม่ได้ด้วยโอเคอย่างแรกรู้สึกดาบนี้ไม่คุ้นใช่ดาบนี้อยู่เหรอวะดาบนี้ก็ดาบนี้โอ้ใจเย็นพระนมใจเย็นโอ้ไหนเยอะๆโอเค
I'm going to enjoy it.
ตีหลังมันอย่างนั้นแหละ
Bring it on.
'I've got some more questions.
What?
You're coming with me. Sir Radzig and Sir Hanush will want to hear what you've got to say.
Don't suppose there's any chance you might turn a blind eye.
Why should I?
I didn't do nothing all that bad, and I told you everything I know. You can tell them yourself, and leave me here. And in a few weeks, I'll pack up and clear
โอ
off.
เคนะถ้าแบบนั้น
It might be best if you
ใช่
disappear.
มันเป็นการดีที่สุดแล้ว
to me anymore anyway.
Thank you so much.
ไม่ต้อง
I'll
ไป
remember
อะไรหรอก
this till the day I die.
Best just try living honestly.
I'll do my best. I promise.